Hello everyone and welcome back to another Grainman Explains, and today we're back in the USA. Now we're investigating a new map called Neverland. Now while we're just flying about, let's just run through some of the statistics and map information from ModHub. So this map came out yesterday on the 23rd of the 5th 2023. It's on a version 1.0.0.0. It's 184.39 megabytes. The map was made by a modder called Rastaman, and it works on PC, Mac, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 and the Xbox series of consoles. Now this map is quite an interesting one actually. I quite like it, but it's got a few isms and it's definitely probably set up more for a multiplayer than it is a single player. So we'll run through that a little bit more in the in this video. So let's just run through some of the statistical information. So you've got a large sheep barn as well. There's 22 large fields. There's 26 farmlands. There's a biogas plant which you actually start within your farm. There's some forest areas. It's a USA based map, and there's actually an interesting idea that up there where the hotel is, they'll give you slightly higher prices for some of your crops, etc. and products, because it's actually a little bit harder to get to. So a few nice little things there, I must admit. I mean the field sizes are rather large, as you can see, and there's some nice aspects, like there's actually a port and the ships constantly going across as well, which is quite nice to see. So I think what we'll do, as always, we'll start with our normal let's see what we get when we first start out. So let's just skip to the new vehicles, and what I'll do, I'll put myself back down on terra firma and turn off some of the speed. So you start with an awful lot of equipment, and it's very big equipment as well. So this is going to take a few minutes to run through, so just bear with me. So first off, you get a Fendt 1050 large tractor, which is 517 horsepower. You then also get a John Deere 7R350, which has got 388 horsepower. So yeah, an awful lot of pure grunting horsepower there. You get a Mack Superliner 6x4 500 horsepower truck. You get a John Deere X9 1100 combine harvester. So again, really big style harvester. You also get a Roper Tiger 6XL. Now, I've never ever seen a beet harvester in the new farmer mode on any map I've played on FS22, so that's definitely a new thing. You get the Krone Big M 450 mower. You get the header to go with the combine, that's a 15.2 metre header as well, so yeah, big boy fields. You obviously get the Roper 4 metre header for the beet harvester. We get an absolutely massive cultivator, the Farmat Compact Tomat 1570 Max, and obviously that needs 500 horsepower and it's 15.7 metres working width. So we then get the biggest Amazoni Cyton 15001-C seeder, which is another 15 metre and needs 300 horsepower. We get the Kinsey 4905 Blue Drive planter, again 18.2 metre working width, 350 horsepower starting for power, so that's, yeah, again, big boy toys. A Dalbo Power Roll 1230 HD, so not the biggest roller on the game, but still pretty big. You get a nice Strautmann PS 3401 manure spreader. We get the Samson slurry tank and the applicator as well for it, so that's nice. When the applicator is 36 metres wide, and that has a 34.5 metres cubed capacity on the actual tank, so big boy stuff again. The Pottinger HIT 1618T Tedder, so 17 metres wide on that one. We get in there a KUHN GA 15131 windrower, so 14.7 metres, again big windrower there. Get another Strautmann product here. So we got a Magnon CFS 530 DO forage wagon. We've got two Krone Big Pack 1290 HDP VC balers, so there's some nice balers. We've got two Arcasin FSX22 bale loaders, and we've also got a bale trailer as well from FarmTech. So big boy bale carrying capacities going on this map. We've got the big Lizard MKS32 tanker that you can pull with the Mack truck. You've got the John Deere 700M front loader. We've got some front loader tools, and we've got the header trailer to go with the combine header. So like I said, big amount of equipment on this one, so quite surprising. I think it's probably a little bit of it over the top for a single player game. So this is the main farm. So as I said, you get a BGA, which is here already, which again is massively surprising. This is the house and your trigger point, so your slip trigger is actually around the front, which is there, which is great. We've got a big grain silo there. We've got a weigh station as you come in. We've also got one of our first of our animal sheds. So this is the chicken coop with 360 chicken capacity. Then we have our pig here, which I believe is a 270, so that's pretty good. As I said, there's the diesel there, repair station, the biogas plant, silage pit, manure pit, all your big equipment here. So John Deere's, look at that header, absolutely massive for a starting game. The big Citan, all these big bits of kit, all nicely lined up. And then the creme de la creme of cow sheds on the base game, the cow shed with the feeding robot. So we'll just, how big is this one? 120. So yeah, and then there's your, oh nice, we like the American Mack truck there, and also the tanker, so that's cool. But like I said, massive amount of equipment, really is. So probably a little bit over the top, but there we go. So what we'll also just run through is we also get, like I said, we've got the cow barn with feeding robot, we've got the pigsty, we've got the chicken coop. Now the sheep barn and the horse barn are in two different locations, so I'll just swap to them quickly now. So they are, horse barn's here, which is there. So the horse barn is a 14 head horse barn, which is on a slightly different part of the map. There is some collectibles around as well. There's quite a few, I think there's 10. So this is like a separate farm again. You've got the hay barn and the silo system, but it doesn't really work, from Elm Creek, and we've got the mechanics bay here as well, plus a hay loft, so that's quite nice. Now this farm is a little bit closer to the hotel at the top of the map, which, like I said, in the description says it's got slightly better prices. We've got another silo here, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the base game greenhouses. Now they are listed in your productions, which is there, all these ones, so that's fine. We will run through some of the other productions because you get an awful lot of productions in new farmer mode, but we'll go back to the animals. So the sheep barn itself, if we just skip to that one, which I believe is, I'm trying to remember myself, it's over here near the actual this sheep barn's actually quite near the hotel. So if we go up here, so there's the back of the hotel, and then sheep barns again, some more collectibles. This one is a 100 head sheep barn, so again from the base game. You've also got one of your productions here as well. You've got a spinnery and some more collectibles, and you've also got quite a lot of grassland equipment. So you've got some of your nice grassland equipment here, and you've got a big grass field, or a big grass area here with a grass field in the middle over here. So yeah, an awful lot of starting things, like I said. So right, so if we go to productions now, which will be the next one. So that biogas plant is the one in the main farm. Then you've got the large greenhouses where the horse stable is. The spinnery is where we just are. Also got a grain mill, a bakery, a dairy, an oil mill, and a sugar mill. Oh, and a tailor shop. Now these, if I visit them, are actually down one of the main places, which is on the map. is here. So you own all of your productions are down here for things like your sugar mill, your oil mill, etc. They're all down this main road, which seems to be like an area of commercial, so quite a few productions, etc. So what we'll do quickly as well is in new farmer mode we also start with this big area here, which is where your main farm is, and there's that field there, and this is where the BGA is, etc. And then as you look out from here you can actually see into the ocean, and with the ships going past, because there's a port over here. You also get this area here, which is obviously where you've got your greenhouses and your horse barn. And back of the hotel is obviously where we just are now, or where we've just been, is obviously where your spinnery and also some of your grassland equipment and the sheep are. So pretty nice, and like I said, a massive amount of equipment, to be honest with you. So the contracts are, yeah, they're very there's quite a lot of them. There's some big harvesting contracts, there's some big fertilising contracts and cultivating, so it's pretty good. There's quite a lot going on. I've skipped through a couple of months. I'm actually 1 month further in than when you start normally, just to see what the productions were like, and so the contracts were like, so that's pretty good. So what we'll do now is we'll have a quick look at the map layout itself. So as you can see, you've got one main road running straight through the middle, straight past where your farm is here, and you've got a few areas around here, and then you've got the main roads up around here, and then you've got some smaller roads as you get further and further into the right hand side of the map where the hotel is, etc. So I think what we'll do, we'll start with running through what's on the map itself. So this is your farm, so you've got your cow barn, you've got your manure tank, biogas plant, your silos, your vehicle workshops, your house trigger, etc. And here we've got a hayloft, another hayloft, the Red Marble Bowling Restaurant, it's nice to see that, fast food restaurant, and then if we go to the right we've got the harbour, so that's pretty good. And we've got another Feed and Grain South, that's got some massive silos, that has, and for some reason we've got a train station in the middle of the ocean, but I think that might just be a little bit of a bug in the map that might get fixed at a later version. You've got a Grain Pool East then there for the silo and also for the train, and obviously the train line that runs, and you can rent the train, so that's good. Up here we've got our sheep barn and one of our productions for the spinnery, and we've got the Aventurin Business Hotel, which is supposed to give you slightly better prices on your goods, so that's nice to see. We've got the grape processing unit, which has actually got some grapes or some grapevines right next to it, so not very far to take your grapes when you've harvested them. Another hayloft, you've got your Farmer 400 silo, and this is where your greenhouses and your horse barn are. As you come down to the left, we've got another biogas plant, which is actually a 1 megawatt biogas plant, so a little bit bigger than what you've got on your farm. You've got a sawmill, you've got another sawmill, and down here you've got your Grain West silo, train, your silos, and the way to rent the train. And then you've got a South Valley Biomass Energy, and then you've got another train line in the middle of nowhere. So again, probably a little bit of a bug. I'm sure the modder will have spotted that at some point and will fix it. Then you've got most of your main productions and commercial area here in the middle. So you've got Johnson's Farmers Market, a lime station, tailor shop, grain mill, sugar mill, cereal factory, oil mill, bakery, carpentry and dairy, and you've got your debris crusher. Now most of those down here, apart from the carpentry, you own anyway. Got a fuel station there, got another place to rent the train, you've got a grocery mart, you've got your another cow pasture, so that's quite nice, and an animal dealer, and the another place for your animal dealer, and then followed up by the last grain mill. So quite a lot of areas to sell things and that, which is nice. So but again, the fields are a little bit square and they're quite uniform, and what we'll run through the field prices in a few minutes, and they are quite expensive, but you have got a lot of equipment, so understandable. The map doesn't come with a custom calendar, crop calendar, or any kind of custom crops, so it's a standard like you would normally. There's quite a lot of nice places to sell your goods, so hopefully prices will fluctuate quite nicely. So 1929, so hopefully there'll be some different places, and also might kick on with the high demand as well, so that's good. So I think what we'll finish with then is probably, as always, we'll just finish with the field prices, which are quite high, but I think we should just do that now. So if we wanted to expand from there to here into field farmland 5, it's 446,000, which is quite expensive. The biggest map on the biggest field on the map is, I would say, farmland 6. That's 2.063 million. Now obviously there's quite a lot of land to go with it and into the harbour area, but that's still an awful lot of money, and that must be a pretty large field to be commanding that sort of asking price. So if I want to go for, I don't know, 20, which is behind the baseball stadium, that's 280,000, 592. I wanted to pick some smaller fields for smaller scale farming. I can't really. Film 113 is pretty big, it's 224,000. 12 has got quite a lot of land with it as well, it's 141,000. And 11's 158,000. So not just fields on their own, there's quite a lot of land attached to them. 22, 157,000, that's 25, it's going to be that. 178,000. So yeah, very, very large fields and commanding a very, very large price. So I think personally this would be a brilliant map for a multiplayer game rather than a single player game, because you haven't really got anything to work towards. You've got a lot of productions, and you've also got a lot of animals and some of the best animal enclosures and some of the best equipments. You've got your Fent 1050, etc. Plus you've got your BGA. So to keep everything running though on this map, probably as a multiplayer game it'd work really, really well. So generally though, textures are good, the outlook's nice, and it's just it's quite a nice map to play on. But I think mainly if it was me, I would play it on a multiplayer system and try and obviously hit like a massive amount of money, maybe a couple of 100 million as a bit of a target. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a like and subscribe to the Grainman channel, and I hope to see you again soon. Many thanks.